And today, I will share with you the story of the most ordinary girl who once decided to change her life for the better. But what came of this, you will see further. Natasha was born and raised in an ordinary family in Minsk, and it's impossible to say that they lived poorly. But there was only enough money for the most necessary things. It is worth saying that all these moments strained Natasha, and she was confident from childhood that her husband would be well off. She dreamed of living richly and never worrying about where to get money for a vacation or to buy a new dress. Moreover, everything was so serious that the girl even forbade herself to fall in love with cute and funny guys. Or maybe it just happened, but be that as it may, and her main goal was prosperity. And again, there is nothing reprehensible in this specifically, because each of us dreams of living in abundance. Well, then everything was trivial. In order to earn some money, 19-year-old student Natasha got a job as a waitress in a local hotel. They paid well here, and the visitors were quite wealthy and cultured people. There was a lot of work, and often Natasha was so tired that she was not at all up to new acquaintances. But that was exactly until the moment when one day the girl brought another order to a client, and it was that meeting that forever changed her whole life. After all, that day she met him, but who was that client? Sheikh Saeed Maktoum Rashid Al Maktoum is not an ordinary guy at all, but the nephew of the ruler of the OAU Dubai. This man was seriously fond of sports and came to Minsk for sports competitions. What is most interesting, Saeed practically did not leave his room. He brought with him 4 cooks who took care of his diet and did not go anywhere much. But as they say, you cannot escape fate. It so happened that, at his personal request, it was Natalia who brought orange juice to his room. And after talking with a guy, she was able to charm him so much that despite her lack of knowledge of the English language and modesty, the Sheikh invited her to dinner and spent time in a shooting club. The young girl immediately liked the man, but then she did not even realize that this chance meeting would soon turn her whole life upside down. And so abruptly that literally in a matter of days, she will be in the palace from an ordinary waitress and will not ride a tram, but a premium car with a personal driver. But first things first. On the same day, Saeed invited Natalia on a date. At first, the girl refused because the man was a Muslim, but after talking to him, the girl realized that this did not play a special role. All this time, the man paid attention to his new acquaintance, and, probably, now it will be difficult to believe it, but only 5 days have passed since they met, and Saeed was already standing on the threshold of Natasha's parents' apartment, with the intention of asking for her hand in marriage. It must be said that before that, Saeed asked the girl if she was ready to accept Islam. I remember our surprise with my husband when he saw the chosen one of our daughter. Of course, we wanted her to be happy. Saeed came to us with an interpreter. He talked a lot and tried to please us, and when they entered the house, the prince took off his shoes. It was struck that he took off his shoes. The father, of course, mistakenly put alcohol on the table, but the assistants asked to remove it. Saeed does not drink or smoke. At the end of dinner, he announced that he wanted to marry our daughter, and frankly, we did not even know what to answer to this, said Natalia's mother. Like any other parents, Natasha's father and mother were wary of Saeed. Moreover, they were very worried that the man was already officially married and had 5 children. Also, the parents did not react very well to the fact that Natasha would need to convert to Islam. When Saeed left, we decided to have a serious talk with our daughter. We asked if she understood what important steps she was going to take. If you marry this person, your life will change forever, said the girl's father. But Natasha herself wanted to marry the Sheikh, and as a result, her parents did not interfere. The wedding took place in Minsk, and after that the couple went on a honeymoon trip to Cyprus, and from there to Dubai. After some time, the girl converted to Islam and changed her name. Now her name was Aisha. Several months passed after the wedding, and although Natasha constantly called home and said that everything was fine with her, the father wanted to make sure of this personally and went to visit his daughter in the new house. At the airport, my daughter met me in a big, white Infiniti with a personal driver. She said it was a gift from her husband. She also said that she wanted a black car, but Saeed insisted on a white one because it was very hot in a black car, and he wants his woman to move in comfort. After that, we went to the house, said Natasha's father. You cannot even convey in words how surprised the girl's father was when he saw that his daughter was living in a 3-story palace. In addition, there were many service personnel in the house. Gardeners, cooks, maids, and you know who was a pet? Not a cat or a dog, but a real jaguar that roamed freely around the territory. And the whole situation surprised my father very much. But most of all, he was surprised how Natasha herself had changed. If earlier she was young, daring, loved discos, now she began to resemble a secure lady with a good upbringing and excellent taste. Of course, the girl's father was happy for her. All these mansions, wealth, the girl's changes for the better greatly pleased him, but there was something that upset him. During the week he spent with his daughter, Saeed never showed up. The girl explained that it was normal, and he had a lot to do. Such a moment made the father wonder if everything was so good in their family, but did not express his thoughts to his daughter. After all, be that as it may, but she herself chose such a life for herself, and it is quite possible